Most men today are mentally soft. The moment things get hard, they fold. They let emotions dictate their every move. One bad day and they're spiraling. One rejection and they're shattered. Discomfort breaks them because they were never taught to endure it. If you're constantly searching for comfort, running from pain, and letting your feelings lead, you're not in control. You're weak. And if that truth stings, good. It means it's time to fix it. Life doesn't care how you feel. It won't pause because you're overwhelmed. It won't wait for you to get your act together. Every day it throws pressure, failure, rejection, and uncertainty at you. And if you're not mentally trained, it will crush you. That's why Stoicism matters now more than ever. Not as some dead philosophy from ancient times, but as a mental operating system for warriors. Stoicism isn't about sitting in silence and pretending nothing affects you. It's about building inner armor so nothing breaks you. It's about mastering yourself in a world that's constantly trying to pull you apart. This isn't about sounding wise, it's about becoming unbreakable. Here's the truth. Most men today are overstimulated, emotionally reactive, and spiritually hollow. They numb themselves with dopamine, scrolling, gaming, porn, junk food, anything to avoid discomfort. But discipline, pain, control, that's foreign to them, and so they stay weak, untrained, vulnerable. Life doesn't break strong men, it only breaks the ones who never trained for it. If your mind isn't fortified, life will chew you up and spit you out. This is the cost of staying soft. Number 1, master emotional control. Let's get one thing straight. If your emotions are in control, you're not. You say you're trying to build a stronger life, but the truth is, you're a slave to your feelings. Someone cuts you off in traffic, you explode. Someone disrespects you, you obsess over it for hours. You feel sad for no reason, and instead of handling it, you drown in distractions. That's not strength, that's weakness. That's emotional immaturity dressed up as being in touch with your feelings. The Stoics had one rule burned into their bones: control what you can control, your reaction. Everything else doesn't matter. You don't control the economy, other people's opinions, or what happens to you tomorrow. But you do control your response, and that response is what separates a fragile man from a stoic warrior. Let me make this clear. Mastering your emotions doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you choose how to act despite what you feel, and this is a skill. A trainable, repeatable, buildable skill. Here's how you start. Step 1. Pause before you react. Practice the 5-second rule. Every time you're triggered, pause. Count 5 seconds in your head. That space is where you reclaim your power. Most men don't think, they react. They live in emotional autopilot mode. That ends today. You're not a puppet. You don't owe your emotions a damn thing. Use the 5-second rule like a mental barrier. When that anger rises, when that urge hits, pause, breathe, break the automatic loop. Make a conscious decision, not an emotional one. Step 2, daily journaling. Separate thoughts from emotions. Your head is a battlefield, and unless you take time to sort through the chaos, it will eat you alive. Every night journal. Write down what triggered you that day, what emotion you felt, what thought fueled it, what belief you attached to it. Get it out of your head and onto the page. This is what the Stoics did. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations for followers. He wrote them for himself to process, reflect, and control his own mind. Your journal is your mental gym. It's where you lift the weight of your thoughts and build emotional muscle. Step 3, ask yourself one question. Is this in my control? This is your mental compass. The Stoics asked it daily. When something pissed them off or broke their peace, they turned inward and asked, is this within my control? If it is, take action. If it's not, let it go. Period. Someone insults you? Not in your control. Your reaction, 100% yours. You get rejected? Not in your control. How you respond? Yours. This one mindset shift will cut 90% of your emotional suffering. Most of your anxiety comes from trying to control what isn't yours. Step 4, use adversity as emotional training reps. Pain isn't just pain, it's practice. When life punches you, it's not trying to destroy you, it's trying to train you. That stress, that conflict, that failure, it's your emotional weight room. Next time something difficult happens, don't complain, don't panic. Tell yourself, this is a rep, this is how I get stronger. The Stoics treated hardship like a blacksmith treats fire. It wasn't there to burn them, it was there to forge them. You want to be mentally strong? Then use adversity to sharpen your emotional control. Train your response like a warrior sharpens his sword, not once, but every damn day. Look, if you don't master this, your emotions will master you. They'll sabotage your goals, destroy your relationships, drain your energy, keep you soft, and life will take full advantage of that weakness. But if you train your emotional control, if you pause, journal, focus on what's in your control, and use adversity as fuel, then nothing can rattle you. You become a rock in a world full of sand, and that's the first step toward becoming unbreakable. Number 2, build mental fortitude through voluntary discomfort. Comfort is the silent killer of men. It doesn't destroy you with a bang, it suffocates you with ease. Warm beds, fast food, cheap dopamine, safety everywhere. You think that's luxury, but it's prison, a padded cell disguised as freedom. And the worst part, you chose it. You run from discomfort like it's the enemy. But I'll tell you this straight, pain is the price of power. Every man you admire, every man who built something strong, he suffered, he bled, he endured. You don't build fortitude by coasting, you build it by facing discomfort head-on. The Stoics knew this. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they sought discomfort, not because they were masochists, but because they understood the truth. If you don't voluntarily put yourself through discomfort, life will do it for you, and you'll be too weak to handle it. So you train now, you suffer on purpose, you build a calloused mind before the world has a chance to break it. Here's how. Step 1. Cold showers every morning. Train shock resistance. Start your day with discomfort. Turn the knob all the way to cold and stand under it. No music, no complaining. Just you, the water, and your mind. Why? Because it sucks, and that's the point. You're not doing this to feel refreshed. You're doing this to train your nervous system to stay calm under shock. To tell your mind, this isn't in control, I am. Every cold shower is a battle. You either submit to the discomfort or you own it. Win that battle every morning and the rest of the day becomes yours. Step 2. Fast 1 day a week. Build control over appetite. You eat whenever you're bored, whenever you're anxious, whenever you want. That's not hunger, it's weakness, and it's killing your self-control. Once a week fast, no food, just water, no distractions, no whining. This isn't about weight loss, it's about discipline. You're telling your body, you don't run this, I do. The Stoics practiced self-denial to stay sharp. They knew comfort breeds dependence. Hunger teaches you to endure. Fasting isn't starvation, it's self-mastery. Step 3. Train with intensity. Physical pain sharpens mental toughness. Stop half-assing your workouts. Stop checking your phone between sets. Get in there and suffer. Push heavy. Go to failure. Feel the burn and keep moving. That pain in your legs, that fire in your chest, that's exactly where your mental toughness is forged. The gym isn't just physical, it's psychological warfare. Train like a warrior preparing for battle, not for aesthetics, but for grit, for resilience, for the mindset that says, if I can survive this, I can survive anything. Step 4. Walk without music. Train presence. You can't even walk down the street without blasting music or a podcast. That's not productivity, it's addiction. You've lost your ability to be alone with your thoughts. So walk in silence, no phone, no soundtrack, just your feet and your breath. At first it'll be uncomfortable. You'll want to fill the silence. Resist it, because that silence is where clarity lives. It's where you meet your mind without distractions. The Stoics walked in silence to reflect, observe, and think deeply. You're not just walking, you're sharpening your awareness. Look, voluntary discomfort is your battlefield. The weak avoid it, the strong seek it. You either suffer now and grow, or you avoid it and crumble later. Every cold shower, every fast, every brutal set, every silent walk, it's not about the act, it's about the discipline behind the act. You're teaching your mind to obey you, not your impulses. You're building a man that won't fold under pressure, because in a soft world, only the hardened survive. Number 3, train focus through stillness. Your mind is chaos. You wake up and scroll. You eat and scroll. You walk and scroll. You can't sit in silence for 5 minutes without reaching for your phone. You're overstimulated, distracted, addicted to noise. You can't focus because your brain is constantly searching for the next hit of dopamine. That's not how a man leads. That's how a slave lives. The hard truth: if you can't master your attention, you'll never master your life. The Stoics understood something we've forgotten. Stillness is strength. Noise is weakness. In the middle of war, chaos, and pressure, they cultivated silence. They weren't reactive. They were composed, clear, and in control. Why? Because they trained their minds to be still, to focus. And in this world of endless distraction, stillness is a superpower. Here's how you build it. Step 1. Daily meditation. 10 to 15 minutes of breath work. No candles, no music, no apps. Just you and your breath. Set a timer. Sit in silence. Close your eyes. Inhale deep. Exhale slow. Focus on the breath. That's it. Your mind will wander. Good. That's part of the training. Bring it back, over and over. You're not trying to feel zen. You're training discipline, mental control, presence. Meditation isn't soft. It's combat training for the mind. Do it daily. No excuses. Step 2. Single tasking. No multitasking ever. Multitasking is a lie. Every time you jump between tasks, you fracture your focus and dilute your power. So stop. Do one thing at a time, completely. Start it, finish it, then move on. If you're working, work. If you're training, train. If you're reading, read. That level of attention is rare and powerful. The Stoics didn't scatter their energy. They channeled it like a laser. So should you. Step 3. Practice negative visualization. Mentally prepare for hardship. Every day, visualize something going wrong. Not to be pessimistic, but to prepare. Ask yourself, what if I lost my job? What if I got injured? What if today was my last day? This is ancient Stoic practice. It trains your mind to stay calm when life hits. You're not caught off guard. You're ready. Stillness doesn't mean peace. It means preparedness. Quiet on the outside, calm in the storm. Step 4. 1 hour a day, no input. Replace entertainment with introspection. You don't need another video, another podcast, another playlist. You need silence. Set aside 1 hour every day. No phone, no screens, no input. Just think, reflect, journal, observe. It will feel uncomfortable. That's the point. You're not running from boredom, you're facing it. That's where real thoughts show up. That's where focus sharpens. Stillness isn't weakness. It's not inaction. It's control. If your mind is scattered, your life will be too. But when you train stillness, when you sit in silence, focus on one task, visualize the worst, and stop flooding your brain with junk, you reclaim your power. Because a focused man is a dangerous man. And in a distracted world, stillness is your edge. Number 4, practice brutal honesty and radical ownership. Stop lying to yourself. You say you're trying. You say you're doing your best. You say you're working on it. But deep down you know you're not. You justify your weakness. You defend your laziness. You blame your situation. You've built a life on excuses and half-truths, and you wonder why nothing changes. Here's the hard truth. You're not failing because life is unfair. You're failing because you refuse to take ownership. The Stoics didn't play the victim. They didn't wait for life to get easier. They took full responsibility for what was in their control, and they let go of what wasn't. You are responsible for everything you can control. No one is coming to save you. You want power? It starts with owning everything. Your thoughts, your actions, your flaws, your failures. Not with shame, not with guilt, with brutal honesty and radical ownership. Here's how you build that. Step 1. Weekly self-audit. Face what you avoid. Once a week, sit down and ask yourself the hard questions. Write them out. No filters, no fluff. What did I waste time on this week? What did I avoid? What habits made me weaker? Where did I let emotion or comfort dictate my actions? Look at your answers. Own them. This isn't a self-esteem exercise. It's a mirror, a weapon, a scalpel. You're cutting away the bullshit and exposing the truth. The Stoics journaled to confront themselves. You should too. If you can't face your own weakness, how will you ever defeat it? Step 2. Eliminate the victim mindset. Blame no one, ever. No more blaming your parents. No more blaming your boss. No more blaming women, the system, your genetics, the algorithm. Nothing. If it's in your control, it's your fault. If it's not in your control, forget it. The moment you blame, you give away your power. You hand over the steering wheel to someone else, and you sit in the passenger seat of your own life. Burn this into your mind. A man who blames is a man who loses. Step 3. Identify your biggest vice. Cut it out for 30 days. What's the one habit that's stealing your power the most? Porn, junk food, weed, gaming, scrolling TikTok for hours. Whatever it is, cut it. Cold, for 30 days. Why? Because every vice you cling to is a chain around your neck. It weakens you, controls you, and as long as it lives, you don't run your life. It does. This isn't about morality. It's about freedom, mastery, self-respect. Prove to yourself that you are stronger than your addictions. Step 4. Daily mirror truth. Tell yourself the brutal truth every morning. Every morning, stand in front of the mirror, look yourself dead in the eyes, and speak the truth. Not affirmations, not fluff. The truth. I'm not doing enough. I let myself down yesterday. I avoid hard things and justify it with excuses. I'm soft and I need to fix it. This sounds aggressive. Good. You need it, because until you confront yourself, you'll keep running from the man in the mirror. And that's the one man you can never escape. Brutal honesty is painful, but it's power. Ownership is heavy, but it's freedom. The Stoic doesn't flinch at the truth. He uses it, he builds on it, he faces it every day, because he knows that lies weaken a man more than any failure ever could. So stop hiding, face your flaws, own your life, and start becoming the man you were supposed to be. Number 5, cultivate rational thinking and detachment. You confuse your feelings with facts. You feel anxious, so you think something's wrong. You feel offended, so you assume someone meant to disrespect you. You feel tired, so you tell yourself it's time to quit. That's not thinking, that's reacting, and reacting is weakness. Here's the hard truth. Your emotions are not the truth. Your feelings are not facts. If you want to become mentally unbreakable, you need to do what most men never learn to do. Detach from your emotions and let your logic lead. The Stoics were warriors of the mind. When pain hit, they didn't complain. When emotions flared, they didn't panic. They paused, observed, dissected, responded with calm reason. That's what made them dangerous. That's what made them powerful. You want that edge? Then it's time to build it. Step 1, write down your triggers and dissect them logically. Start tracking your emotional spikes, anger, anxiety, frustration, whatever throws you off. Every time it happens, pause, pull out your journal and write down what happened, how did I feel, what story did I tell myself, what's the actual truth. Example, you get ignored by a woman you texted, you feel rejected, you think I'm not good enough, but is that fact or just emotion? Truth is, people get busy, she might not be interested, so what? That doesn't define your value as a man. This is how you take your emotions and break them under the weight of logic. Step 2, practice premeditatio malorum. Anticipate the worst. Every day, visualize what could go wrong, not to be paranoid, but to stay grounded. What if you lose your job? What if you get injured? What if your plan fails? This Stoic practice, premeditatio malorum, prepares your mind to stay calm when life throws punches. You've already rehearsed the worst. So when it comes, you're not shocked, you're steady. Most men react with panic. Stoic men respond with clarity. You train that by facing hardship in your mind before it shows up in real life. Step 3, keep a Stoic logbook. Track every time you detach instead of react. Every time you successfully stay calm instead of lashing out. Log it. You got insulted and stayed cool. Log it. You faced uncertainty and didn't spiral. Log it. You had a setback and didn't crumble. Log it. This builds positive reinforcement. You're proving to yourself over and over that you control your response. That's power. Your goal isn't to suppress emotions, it's to lead them, to choose your response every time. The logbook keeps score and builds identity. Step 4, read Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, 10 minutes a day. If your mind is weak, feed it stronger thoughts. Epictetus was a slave who became a philosopher. Marcus Aurelius was an emperor who wrote meditations to himself while running a collapsing empire. These weren't armchair intellectuals. These were men facing real war, real loss, real pressure, and they stayed composed. Spend 10 minutes a day reading their words, not skimming, studying, highlight, reflect, apply. Ask yourself daily, what would a Stoic do in this situation? This is how you replace emotional reflexes with rational clarity. Rational thinking isn't emotionless, it's mastery. You're not a robot, but you also don't have to be a slave to every feeling. The Stoic Code teaches you to pause, to reflect, to choose reason over reaction. That's how you stay grounded when others lose their minds. That's how you make strong decisions under pressure. That's how you become unbreakable. So start thinking like a warrior. Start leading with logic and let your emotions follow you, not the other way around. Number 6, live by a code, not by emotions. Most men today live without standards, no direction, no backbone. They do what feels good, not what's right. They chase comfort, not character. They go with the flow and then wonder why their life looks like chaos. Here's the hard truth. If you don't live by a code, you'll be ruled by your emotions, and emotions are unstable. They change with the weather. They collapse under pressure. They can't be trusted. But a code that's solid, that's structure, that's masculine order. A real man doesn't just react. He chooses to live by a set of unshakable principles, no matter how he feels. The Stoics understood this. They didn't wake up and ask, what do I feel like doing today? They asked, what is the right thing to do, regardless of how I feel? That's what made them strong. That's what made them free. Let's make that real for you. Step 1, define your personal code. 5 non-negotiables. Take 30 minutes, sit down, and define your code. Ask yourself, what do I stand for, no matter what? What are the values I refuse to break? Whether I'm tired, angry, bored, tempted, or under pressure. Here's an example. Ronno lie. I train every day. No excuses. I control my reactions. I finish what I start. I never play the victim. This is your inner compass. These are your rules of engagement. Without them, you're a slave to circumstance. Write your code. Memorize it. Live by it. Step 2, say no to anything that breaks the code, even if it feels good. That dopamine hit, that impulse, that emotional temptation, if it violates the code, it's a no, every time. You don't cheat on your diet because you had a bad day. You don't skip the gym because you don't feel it. You don't lash out in anger because you're just being honest. Weak men act on emotion. Strong men act on principle. When you live by a code, you build discipline, integrity, self-respect. And guess what? That respect shows. People feel it. You feel it. Start saying no like a man who's in control, not a boy driven by moods. Step 3, make your calendar match your values. What's in your code should show up in your schedule. If discipline is part of your code, block time to train. If growth is part of your code, schedule daily reading. If leadership is part of your code, put time aside to mentor or serve. Your calendar is your battlefield. Your time is your weapon. If your days don't reflect your code, then your code is just talk. Talk is cheap. Action is sacred. Build your day around your values, not your feelings. Step 4, track integrity daily. Did you live the code today? At the end of each day, do a simple check-in. Did I live my code today? Where did I slip? Where did I stand tall? Be honest. No sugarcoating. If you failed, good. Own it, learn, sharpen your resolve. If you stayed true, good. Stack the win, build momentum. This daily habit separates the drifters from the disciplined. One lives life by default, the other lives by design. Living by a code isn't glamorous, it's not sexy, it's hard, but it's freedom, because when the storm comes, when life punches you in the mouth, you won't be scrambling to figure out who you are or what to do. You'll already know, because you wrote the code and you live by it. Let's be clear, this isn't about philosophy, it's about survival. If you master your emotions, embrace discomfort, train your focus, own your flaws, lead with reason, and live by a personal code, you become unbreakable, not just motivated, not just productive, unbreakable. Stoicism isn't sitting around pretending not to feel, it's mental warfare. It's waking up every day ready to dominate your mind before the world tries to break it. And in a world full of weak men, soft habits, and easy excuses, we need warriors. Men who can stand tall, even while everything burns around them. Be that man. If you're done living like a slave to your emotions, if you're sick of being soft, if you're ready to become a stoic warrior, then start now. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment that says I live by the code, because this isn't just another video. This isn't feel-good fluff. This is a mission. You're either on it or you're in the way. Choose discipline over comfort. Choose strength over feelings. Choose the man you were born to become. Your future self is waiting. Don't make him wait any longer.